So, last night I was going through my journal, but I don't have it in front of me right now. But I was going through my journal last night, because I was looking for a song that I wrote like 6 months ago. And I usually don't write them in my journal, but I think that's the only notebook I had at the time. So I was looking through it, and I flipped to the beginning, and it's been 3 years since I've had that specific journal, and I'm like a little over halfway done with it. Like, there's more filled pages than empty pages, and I just had like a moment of reflection because I have multiple journals, notebooks. Like, if I showed you, I have so many different journals. Even in my face, I have 3 notebooks in my face right now, and none of them are complete. So I just kind of had this moment of reflection where I was like, dang, like, this is the longest that I've committed to anything, honestly. And I turned to a random page in the journal because I just wanted to, like, like, just read something. And ironically, I turned to a page in the journal from a year ago, like literally a year ago. Like, it's the middle of August. The entry was from like the middle beginning of August last year, 2024. And I turned to it, and it said 2 things in it. It said, I recently have fell in love with musicals and theater. Because this is the time, last year around this time, I was like deep into musicals, specifically musicals, but plays all together. But musical Broadway theater, I was really in. Like, I watched Cabaret for the first time, changed my life. Still one of my favorite movies to this day. I watched All That Jazz, another one of my favorite movies to this day. And it's really ironic. What's the other one I watched? Was it Moulin Rouge? Was that a musical? I don't know, but that was a really good movie. But it's ironic because all my life, literally since I was like 12, I talked about how much I hated plays. Like, I hate, no, not plays, musicals. I hate musicals because they were just corny to me. Like, it was always like The Sound of Music or like Hamilton. And I mean, listen, that's just not my vibe. Like, The Sound of Music and Hamilton is just not my vibe. So it kind of made me stray away from musical theater plays. And then, like, the reputation that theater kids have, like, y'all know, like, the theater kids, being all weird and shit. So, like, that kind of turned me away from it too. But last year when I saw Cabaret and All That Jazz, I realized the beauty in theater. As corny as that sounds, I realized the true, like, beauty in storytelling and like artistic vision. I just had this overwhelming respect for it out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. um and specifically with like Cabaret and All That Jazz, like, I related to the main character so much that it just gave me a different perspective on theater and of musicals, especially like Cabaret, because Cabaret was so silly and goofy and funny, but it was also so political and so serious and talked about so many different topics, but it did it in such a light-hearted way that I was like, oh, this is how you package something. Because when I was really, really political and really, really pro-black, nobody was really feeling me. And Cabaret is really, really political. It's not pro-black, but it's really, really political. And to the common eye, you wouldn't look at it like a political film, but it showed me how you can package a serious message and put a silly little bow on it to get someone to open it or understand it. And all that jazz, I just related to the main character, like, you know, dealing with everyday life, and also dealing with your artistry. It was just really good. But anyways, back to the journal. So I turned to a random page, and ironically, the random page in the journal was a year ago from right now. And in the first couple sentences said, I recently have fell in love with musical theater and theater productions in general, and I want to be in a play, and I want to go to Paris. That's what it said. And I realized after wrapping up my second play this year, so this is like 6 months later, because if it was a year ago, yeah, this is like six. So I wrote this, and 6 months later, I was in 2 shows. 6 to 8 months later. So I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Because, like, I remember talking about it, but I didn't realize that I wrote it down. Like, oh, I want to be in a play. I want to be in a production. And I was like, wow, when am I going to Paris? Because when am I going to Paris? You know, like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe the next 6 months. I don't know. But it's just so crazy how the world works, and how I get everything I want in due time. And my friend asked me something. The closing day of the play, we went got burgers, and she asked me something. What did she ask me? I don't know, but I was talking about how I don't want to live for a really long time. I don't want to be super old, because I just want to, like, learn my lessons and go, like, accomplish what I want to accomplish and go. And she was like, but don't you think like you need time to achieve your goals? And I said, I don't think I need that much time. I said, I don't think I need that much time. Like, I think I'm gonna be able to accomplish them relatively fast, and not fast like overnight, but like 10-15 years. Do I see myself accomplishing my goals? Yes, I absolutely do. 10 years, yes. I don't think it's going to take me 35, 45, 50 years to get the things I want in life and become the person I want to be. I think it's going to be relatively fast. And I also think that once you reach a certain level, everything else kind of just starts snowballing, you know? So, like, once you reach a certain point, everything kind of like speed rushes after that. So it's like, I think the most of the work and the journey literally comes from reaching that point to get into that point. But once you get to that point, it's kind of like the world is yours, you know? So, like, I don't think it's going to take me that long to reach my goals. And I also was told her, like, there's really nothing stopping me from reaching my goals. Like, the only thing that's really, really holding me back from becoming the person that I want to be and accomplishing the things that I genuinely want in life is me. Whether it's my procrastination, whether it's my insecurities, whether it's all just me. It's all feelings of, like, unworthiness, or feeling like I can't do what I know I can do, you know. And most of that comes from just, like, how I was raised, and, you know, the things that I've told myself, and repeat it to myself so much that I think it's true, but there's nothing that's really holding me back but myself. Um, and ironically, like I've been looking at pictures of myself as a kid. Like yesterday, I was looking at these pictures from when I was like 9, 10, maybe. No, I was probably younger than that. Probably like 8, 9, 10. And I realized like I've been a certain way all my life, or for most of my life. I've been a certain way, and I've accepted a certain reality about myself. And I've been that way for so long and accepted that reality for so long that I believe that that is who I am. And I feel more comfortable living in that narrative, even if it's not true. I feel more comfortable living in that narrative because I've done it for so long. It's just familiar. It's just familiarity. That's all it is. It's not that that's who I really am as a person. It's not that, that's as far as I can succeed. That's just the limit I've placed on myself for so long that I genuinely believe it. And I genuinely believe that that's as far as I can go. But that's not the case. And the truth is I can go probably further than I think I can go. But it's all a matter of if I believe in myself. So ironic. I've had this really funny realization about myself and my art and my dreams and goals and aspirations. Around this time last year, I was making like really like a lot of songs. I was making a lot of music. I was like I was busting it out. Like seriously, some of them are in this notebook. I was really busting them out. And I didn't really think twice about it. I kind of just made the song and then left it alone. I cried a little bit. A lot of times I make music, it's really emotional. Like I'm either like really depressed or really sad or like really happy. So it's a very, cathartic experience for me. So when I made the songs, I kind of just, put them in my notebook, closed it, whatever. And then recently, this past year, these past, really like the past 6 to 8 months, I haven't been making as much music as before. It won't be. It absolutely won't be. But I haven't been making as much music as I was before. And I was like, damn, like, I'm just not on it. Like, I'm just not on it. Like, I was on it, like, referring to 2024. I was on it. Like, I was really, like, I was just making music. And recently, I've been going back and listening to the songs I made a year ago. And I have this. Now, typically, when I make something, I don't really like it. And then when I go back, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Or I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Like, I still don't really like it. This is like one of the first times I've went back and listened to my work, referring to the songs, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this, wow. Like, that's how I really feel about the music I made. Like, oh my god, this is really good. And another problem I have is like I'll keep fucking with something. And I heard Michael Jackson say this in a video recently, like a month ago. But he was talking about somebody asked him, how do you make a song? Like, how do you make your songs? And he was like, I don't. Like, the music comes to me. I don't really have to do anything. And a lot of times we fuck it up as people. We get in the way of the music. And for some reason, I've been thinking about that shit hard. Like, damn, like I be getting in the way of my music because I'll have an idea or I'll have the song. And because I feel like I need to do something to it, I'm sitting here fucking it up. When really I had the full song. Like, it full on my doorstep. You know, nothing needs to be done. But I feel like I need to do something else. So I've been thinking about what he said about people getting in the way of the music. I haven't been writing. I haven't been making as many songs. So I'm going back and I'm listening to my old music and I'm like, damn, this is legendary. Like, this is amazing. And I realized, like, this month, August 2025, that I'm so unaware of how good I am at what I do and what I make and produce. I want to cry. I want to cry. Oh my god. Okay. But seriously though, I'm so unaware of the level at which I can really produce at, that I give myself no credit. The songs are amazing. They're amazing, and I don't need to do anything to them. And the reason I've been sitting on the songs for a year is because I'm like, okay, I need to do this, I need to add that, I need to overproduce, I need to do all these things and make it sound like this, make it like that. And now I'm going back and I'm listening to the music and I'm like, this doesn't need anything. It is complete. Like, it is complete. And not only is it complete, but it's amazing and it's beautiful and it's complete. And this whole time I've been getting in the way of my own music because I wanted to look a certain way and I wanted to sound a certain way. And I'm ruining what it is. You know, and even within this past year, like, I've been kind of like trying to see, like, is someone else gonna make this sound? Because my music really does sound like me. Like, nobody else's music in New Orleans, in the world, like, I haven't heard anyone make a song that sounds like mine. Any of them. I have a lot of songs. I know I don't have any music out right now, but I have a lot of songs. And I've just been looking around, like, just trying to see, because, you know, it's hard being the first person to do something because it's so much criticism from yourself first and from the world. But it's hard to be the first person to do something, and it's scary. And I've been looking around just to see, like, damn, is anybody making this sound? And I look to my left, and I look to my right, and I don't hear it. You know, I don't hear anybody making the type of music I want to make because it's for me to do. But I'm so busy trying to listen to everyone else and listen to everything else and package it in a way that's acceptable to the world that I'm really taking the rawness out of it and what it really is. But I'm learning. I'm learning to not shit on myself, not shit on my process, not shit on what I produce, not shit on who I am. Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard because so many people want to humble me every day. You know, I don't like. I was gonna lie. I was gonna say like I don't get the praise. I get praise, but it really doesn't do anything for me. Like, it's nice to have someone say that, oh, you look nice and your outfit's hard. Those pictures are cool, and like, of course, that's nice, of course. But with that comes, oh, that ain't, she ain't, I don't know who she ain't. And it's like, you know, I've spent a lot of my life trying to beat people to the punch of like, oh, I'm really not like that. And it's like, thank you. And it's like, people gonna feel how they feel about you. And that's something else I'm learning. You could be the most polite, respectful, kind-hearted person. You could have the purest intentions, like the purest. But people will feel how they feel about you for whatever reason. So if people are gonna feel how they feel about you for whatever reason anyway, you might as well do what you want, you know, and you might as well say how you feel and be honest about it. But yeah, I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning to value what I say and what I think, because that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters. Do I like it? And you hear people say that all the time, but it's like, no, that is really what matters. Do I like it? Do I like the song? Do I feel something? Do I like the story I'm writing? Would I watch this movie I'm writing? Would I want to be a part of this production I'm making? Would I play this album? Like, do I like it? And if the answer is yes, that should be enough. There's always room for criticism. There's always room to grow. But as an artist, it's my job to stand on what I believe. And if I believe that this piece of work is meaningful, then it is. Even if it takes the world 20 years to catch up and to get it. Even if it takes a decade for people to be like, did y'all, that short film from 2025, it could be 2050. It could be 2050 before I get the recognition that it deserves. But in 2050, it'll be a motherfucker like, did y'all know she made this is hard? You know? I'm a slow burn. And I'm still coming to terms with that, because in a world of instant gratification and viral and fast and quick and scroll, in a world that's like that, being a slow burn feels like fucking it feels like dread. It feels like actual dread. Like it literally feels like fucking dread. But that's part of the game, man. And I tell my peers that too. Like, you know, some people might be popping their shit now, but it's like, girl, ain't nobody gonna want to hear that shit in 10 years. Because you gotta understand times change and people grow up, and then a new generation emerges. And a great example I seen with that was like India Love. Like all the kids, all the teenagers being like, who the fuck is India Love? Girl, to me, I'm baffled. Because what the fuck? I already talked about this, but this is a great example again. What the fuck do you mean, who is India Love? Who is India Love? India Westbrook? What? Are you talking about the girl, now woman, who was plastered all over the internet? Who is India Love? They don't know her. You wanna know why they don't know her? Because this is a new generation. So if you're not connecting with the new generation, then you're a has-been. And that's just real. So I be telling my peers like, yeah, girl, they popping it now, but ain't nobody gonna give up when their peers are old and no longer important and no longer have pull. Because I'm just talking about the natural swing of life. You know, you go from being this way to being that way. That's just the natural swing of life. So you go from being popping and the it person and young and tight to being the person no one cares about no more. Because that's just life. So when those people's peers are when they no longer have that pull, this shit will no longer be relevant and nobody will care because it was never about the art. It was only ever about clout or attention or virality. It was never about the art. And because it was never about the art, there was no substance. And even as I go back and listen to music I made a year ago, the reason that I feel like it's so good, and I know it's so good, is because even a year later, it still has substance. There's still a message. There's still meaning in what I'm saying. There's still an emotion, even though I may not necessarily feel exactly how I felt a year ago. I can still connect with that feeling. And that's what matters. That's why I've been turned away from so many things, so many grants, so many projects, so many groups of people. Not because I'm not good enough or talented enough to sit in these rooms with these people, but because these people are going nowhere fast. They're going nowhere fast. They're going nowhere. It's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. And a lot of people are playing the game of time, because it's easy to do low vibrational shit and pop off. Like niggas could say what they want, but it's easy to do low vibrational shit, young and turnt shit, young nigga shit, young bitch shit, and have it pop off, because it's always going to be a young bitch somewhere who want to shake her ass. It's always going to be a young nigga somewhere who think that selling this and busting that it shows their worth. There's always going to be a young man or woman who the world has not been so kind to, you know, who can support this debauchery. But you're not going to be a young woman forever. You're not going to be a young man forever. And a lot of people are playing with chance and with time. You can only make that booty popping music while your booty's still popping. Once your booty start dropping, you're going to have to find something else to talk about. Like, look at all these fucking rappers. Like, what's his name? What's his fucking name? Not The Game. Who was on fucking Love and Hip Hop New York with old girl? What's his name? Fuck. I don't fucking know his name. What is his name? Now I can't remember this nigga name. The one with the girl, they never got married. Jim Jones. I don't want to see Jim Jones old ass talking about no paper, talking about no hoes. I don't care. I don't care. Who wants to see Jim Jones rapping about Jim Jones shit? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, you're playing a young nigga game and you're playing with time. You can be a young turnt nigga, but time is not going to stop for you. So eventually the smart ones learn how to diversify, right? So like Rihanna, right? Rihanna's not the young Ponder replay bitch no more. She's just not. You wonder why? Because age is real and you will get older. So she's no longer the young Ponder replay island gal. She's no longer that. Tyler is. You see how times change? Tyler is what Rihanna was. Tyler is what Rihanna was. Rihanna is still Rihanna because she's built a name for herself. Don't get that twisted. I'm not saying Rihanna's not Rihanna, but you can't sit up here and act like Rihanna is the new young emphasis on young, hot island girl. She's not. She's a grown woman with kids now and businesses. She has businesses. But the smart ones start to create businesses and diversify their money on, okay? The young dummies keep trying to rap and talk about this shit like they're still 21. You're 45. And do I think 45 is old? No, but I think it's grown. And I think that maybe you shouldn't be talking about drugs and... Okay, Future. The young kids don't want to hear Future. Future, people my age and older love Future still. Future Hendrix. We love him. But the 15-year-old don't want to see Future. He's unk. He's unk. And rightfully so, he is unk. Like, if you're playing a young nigga game, you gotta know it's an expiration date on that shit, right? Like fucking Cash Doll, right? Nicki Minaj is no longer the young hot. Like, she's no longer that. She's a mother. Literally, she has a kid. She's a mother. Like, and you have to know how to build a name for yourself outside of whatever you're doing if you're doing young nigga shit. But I don't want to do young nigga shit. Okay? Thank you so much. It is. It really is. That's why I'm in the bed at 5 o'clock. But I don't want to play a young nigga game. I want to play a long nigga game, okay? I don't want to play, oh, I'm just here for this moment. No, bitch, I'm here and I'm going to be here when I'm dead. You see how I got Prince on my wall? Prince been dead. Prince been dead. Prince, it's going on 10 years of this nigga being dead. I got Jimi Hendrix on my wall. I got Janis Joplin on my wall. These are people who've been dead. But the work they produced lives on because it had value and it was substantial and you could emotionally connect with it. But you know what you cannot emotionally connect with? Bounce them titties, bitch, shake that ass. Like, and it's only going to last you while you're still young and tight. But eventually your ass will get old and wrinkly. And then what will you do? But I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to end the video here. I'm proud of myself. I don't know what else to say. I'm working on a movie. I'm working on a short film. I'm working on 2 plays. Really 2 movies, 2 plays, and a short film, and a couple of shorts. I'm working on an album. 2. I'm working on an album and like a little mixtape just for funsies, you know, just for funsies. Because I've been feeling like some jungle music, so I made some jungle beats. But again, just for funsies. I just finished wrapping up a play. I've done 2 this year, and the second one I was one of the lead roles, and I played 2 parts. Okay. Like, shit is really getting, like, yeah, it's really getting like that. So when I get these sponsorships, okay, and I get these endorsements, okay, and I get these grants, okay, and I get my money up, and production start rolling, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be in that motherfucker. Like, I want to cry again. I'm gonna be in that bitch crying because I see the future and it's bright. And I know it's going to be so much bullshit going on. Because the devil always be knocking when God is trying to open that door. I know it's going to be bullshit. But I don't care. Because this shit got to get done. Okay? I got to do it. I got to deliver these messages. I got to get this pain out of my body. I gotta be happy and die.